Have you been called lazy, unmotivated, undisciplined? Do you find yourself always procrastinating? Do you have highly inconsistent work performance, forgetfulness, relationship problems? You probably think that it's you. However, what you might not realize, and what I didn't realize when I was going through it, is that these are all signs of what I call hidden ADD. And in this video, I'm gonna tell you exactly what the signs are, and the great news if this is the source of your problems, because there's lots that you can do about it. Hey, welcome to Hidden ADD, where I share with you the tools, insights, and science-backed strategies that got me from 6 failed jobs to a successful Fortune 500 career once my ADD was diagnosed. So if you haven't already, smash the subscribe button below. I've got a ton of great tips and content coming out just for you, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel and in the community. So, in this video, I'm going to tell you the signs of hidden ADD, what to do if you think you have it, and how you can use this knowledge to revolutionize your productivity and success. And stick around to the end, because I'll share exactly how these signs showed up in my life and how I wish that I had a video like this to help me recognize that these were part of a larger problem. Because once you are aware of the ADD, there's stuff that you can do about it. It's highly effective. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, so how do you know if you might have hidden ADD? And why I call it hidden ADD is because if you have hyperactive ADD as a kid, people notice. But if you have the non-hyperactive type that I call hidden, which is basically inattentive, and also like your mind might be hyperactive, but your behavior isn't, you can go through life without your ADD diagnosed. For me, it wasn't diagnosed until my early 30s. So here are some of the signs that are common with people with inattentive ADD. Fails to pay attention to details and makes careless mistakes. Can't sustain attention, doesn't always focus and listen well, has tough time with instructions and organization, tasks that require sustained mental effort, Lord help us, loses things, can be forgetful. So the common first thing is, well, everybody does those things, and you're right, they do. Here's the difference. In people with ADD, it's chronic. It's so pervasive that it interferes with every aspect of their life, home, work or school, social life. And what researchers have found really only in the last few years is that ADD is actually a neurological impairment. It's the brain structures are different than in people with non-ADD, or what's called neurotypical brains. And by virtue of having different brains, certain things that neurotypical people can do, ADDers just can't do the same way. And so it looks to neurotypicals like they're lazy and unmotivated and they just don't care. But it's actually something to do with your brain. And when you know that, there's great strategies you can employ to do that. How does this end up being an issue? Well, without identification treatment, people have job and career failure. With the difficulty doing daily, boring, mundane tasks, that starts to wear on a relationship. Then with all these frustrations, there's a much higher incidence of substance abuse, so up to 50% higher than average population, and things like chronic guilt, blame, and depression for, well, why can't I do these things? I'm just a failure, what's going on? Why you wanna know whether this is affecting you is because it's actually something to do with differences in your brain, and when you know the differences, you can start to take massive action that's really gonna make a difference in your life. It's a highly treatable condition, but you have to know that it's something that you're dealing with. So how is it diagnosed? If you were wondering, you know what? Gee, Aaron, this really kind of sounds like me a little bit. I might want to check this out. Cool. Clinical psychologists, clinical social workers, or physicians can diagnose this, and a comprehensive evaluation includes a review of your past, current symptoms, medical history, and some rating scales and checklists. And then here are the symptoms. Basically, they're looking for 5 or more, so a majority of these 9 symptoms, and they're looking for these symptoms also having appeared before you were 12 years old. So these are online. You can check these out. It's basically the stuff that we've already covered. So now time for the bonus. I told you that I would be vulnerable and share with you how this showed up in my life. I did great in high school because I had all sorts of structure and support, and I got into Harvard. Woo! And that's when things started to plummet for me. I was basically on the 6-year plan. I took 2 years off from college until I finally, much to the relief of my family, graduated. Then I basically failed out of my first 6 jobs and businesses that I tried to start. Things were not looking good. And then after all of that, my first marriage failed. Kinda don't blame her. And as a result of all those failures and just feeling so ineffective in life, I was depressed, chronically unconfident, and blaming myself. And so it was this downward spiral. And then from that state, then I would self-medicate with things like alcohol or weed or sugar. It ends up just being this downward spiral. When I finally got diagnosed with ADD, got some treatment, and there's natural treatment, medication treatment, but one of the signs for ADD is if you take ADD medication for the first time and it's like the heavens open up and angels are singing and it's just night and day, which was my experience. It was like, oh, this is what it feels like to be able to concentrate on something when you want to concentrate on it. This is what people have been talking about. When I got diagnosed, it really opened up my whole life, and it gave me the freedom to start to realize my potential and my gifts. And so that's where I was able to grow into a Fortune 500 career where I've worked with McDonald's and Marriott and United Healthcare and Zurich Insurance and the biggest names, Deloitte, KPMG. I managed to be at one company for over 4 years, and I've been at my current company for 2 years. These were not things that seemed remotely possible in my 20s and early 30s. So, message for you is there's hope. If you're struggling with how do I recover from all these ADD related failures and rebuild your life, check out the other linked video I've got here. That's pretty much it. So if you like this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. We're just getting this community started here, and it would mean so much to me. So that was my experience. I want to know from you in the comments, can you relate to any of this? Is any of this sound like you? What age were you diagnosed at? I was diagnosed at, I believe it was 33. When were you diagnosed, or have you never been, but this sounds like you? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace out, community.